What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wookie Whispers. This is episode 8, and I have none other than Will from Padawan Pops. Super excited to have you on. How you doing today?
Good, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, we've been connected for a while. We met on another live show on a trivia
Yeah.
months and months ago, and we got to connect, start following each other from there, and it kind of just took off. We both actually live in Florida, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Will, you're more like recent to Florida, though, right? I would say the past year ish. I know you moved to like the
Um,
Orlando area.
yeah, so a couple years ago, we moved to Jacksonville, Florida. So we're in North Florida, a couple hours
Okay.
from Orlando, but we're there all the time.
Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, so I remember we were at the mall in
Yeah.
Orlando, and then you're just driving by randomly and you're like, Gianni, and I'm like, who is that? I'm like, oh shoot, that's Will.
I have a very distinguished voice, so you could probably point me out.
So funny, dude. So funny. Did you find any pickups that day? I know you were going to like the Disney store.
Gosh, I
I
don't
know it's been
know
a
if I
while.
did. Yeah, my wife like always picks something up when we're there. I don't know that I actually bought anything that day.
No. Yeah, I went into the store. Actually, no, I didn't go into the store. The line was like
Hmm.
stores and stores back. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't need to spend any more money anyway. So it's okay.
Yeah, we
It's
waited like a
okay.
half hour that day. It was rough.
It took a half hour to get into the store.
Yeah, 30 minutes to get in. It was crazy.
Dude, was there a release that day or?
It was just a weekend.
Yeah. So that's pretty normal for that store.
Yeah, early in the day. I think like the mall hadn't been open too long at that point. I don't remember all the
Hmm.
details, but early on, man, that place is always busy.
It's popping. Yeah. Jeez. I'm actually going to post that we are live on the on my page here really quick. But yeah, that store is absolutely insane. Um yeah, we were when you said, "Hey," I was like we were actually like on my way to like leave to like drive home. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah, which is for me it's about 3 hours. Um
Yeah.
and that's a hike.
You're down
I mean, it's not
south, right?
we're south. Yeah, we're southwest,
Yeah.
so we're down in the Fort Myers area. Um, so it's a hike. I mean, it's not too bad, right? You get up early on a Saturday, and then you can, as long
Yeah.
as you get up here early enough, you get there early. Or a lot of times, what we'll do is I'll take a Friday off from work because I got Saturday, Sunday off, and then what I'll do is I'll actually drive up Thursday night,
That's smart. Yeah.
sleep. I got all of Friday, all of Saturday, drive home Sunday, and that's
Yep.
typically how I've been doing it the past few years. So that's been a time saver, and also too like just go on a Thursday night. We'll hit up like Disney Springs and stuff like
Yep.
that. Grab a bite to eat, be in that atmosphere. It's always popping, no matter what time of year it is.
Yep. It's always a good
And then
time too, just to
it's
be
always a
there.
good time. Yeah. And then wake up in the morning and it starts off the weekend nice and early, you know. And I absolutely love it. So that's what we've been doing. How long does it take you to get to Orlando from where you're at?
Yeah, just about 2 hours. I mean, give or take, given traffic, it could be two and a half if you get stuck in Sanford, I believe is what it is, just north of town.
Mm,
You can usually count on getting stuck there if you wait too late to get there. So we'll start
yep.
like maybe get up early Saturday morning and head down if we don't do like you said and go down Thursday night and then try to get back. I work on Sundays, so we can't
Mm,
stay all weekend, but sometimes
yep.
we do, make a little 3 day trip out of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that's perfect. So we're kind of in the same boat in terms of
Yeah.
distance. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Cool. Well, welcome. I'm not we. I say we like if I have a team. I'm a one-man show, people. I'm a one-man show. Uh, but all the different hats of Gianni are very excited to have you. So thanks for coming, man.
Appreciate it.
So tell us about you, man. Like, tell us everything you got going on. I know that you got like the podcast stuff going on. How did you
Yeah.
get into like all the pops and all of that? Because you got a crazy collection, and obviously that's kind of where you got your name from. Just
Yeah.
kind of give us the basis, how you started, and all of that.
Yeah, so Funko Pops kind of started all this. This was like, you know how everyone had a kind of a midlife crisis during the pandemic of doing
For
whatever.
sure.
So I went from like air fryer to Funko Pops was my transitions. We were we were coming down to Disney at some point over the pandemic because like it was still open for the most part. So we would drive down. We were in South Carolina and we decided like, hey, or I decided I'm gonna get my first Funko Pop. So I did. And
All
then
right.
like it was just that one. Couldn't tell you why I did it. And then, one over the course of like 3 or 4 years turns into 100 or something like whatever it is, 150, what it's way too many. But
Jeez.
yeah, so got into that, and then after we moved to Florida, like Florida, I don't know if anyone else could like attest to this, but it's like a content creator heaven. Like everybody here has some kind of channel, whether it's
For sure.
video game, travel, food, YouTube, like it's hopping here as far as that goes. So I was like, why not just post what I'm already doing? So started on Instagram, posting just pictures of the toys and those photos weren't great. So like, you kind of work on your craft for a while and figure out what you're doing.
Oh
Met
yeah.
some awesome friends, and most of them, like as well. Started hopping on some video stuff with them, and eventually I was like, well, I'm already doing all this. Why not just make a video of it, turn the camera on? So I started doing it too. So kind of a couple year journey almost at this point, but it's so fun and like meet awesome people doing it. It's a great community.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I'm very similar. I was already buying all this stuff too during the
Yeah.
pandemic. Got a lightsaber. Actually, no, I got my first lightsaber right before the pandemic, but I was pretty deep. And then, yeah, I didn't start creating content a little bit afterwards.
Yeah.
I would say because I've been doing YouTube now under 2 years, so about a year and a half or so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took a while, but it was right around that same era where everybody's just sitting at home, like, I might as
Yeah.
well create something. You know
Yep.
what I mean? And so, yeah, so that's dope, man. Do you have a pop that's like super exclusive or anything like that?
Nothing crazy exclusive. I was one of the luckier people, I guess, that got in on that Anakin Skywalker Funko Pop that was like it
Ooh,
was New York, but it was
yeah.
also maybe it was Amazon is what it was like where you could get it from, but I don't have like the con exclusive, but I actually did get it and it didn't take 9 months to get to my house like most people. It took forever. So that's my
Nice.
favorite pop. I mainly just have what I can find like in the wild. So
Yeah,
that
yeah.
doesn't always lend to rare Funko Pops, but I try to
It's
get
okay.
what I like.
Yeah. Which one is that one? Which Anakin one are you talking about?
Um, this one.
Ooh.
So Attack of the Clones,
Yeah.
little
That's
Padawan
dope.
braid there.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's fire. Do I have an Anakin? Let me see.
They don't make
I got
many
it.
of them.
No, I've got a Luke. Let me see here. Obi, Revan. Oh, I do have an Anakin. Oh, you're gonna be upset.
Have you got
You're,
Sith Eye Anakin over there?
you're gonna be upset. I forgot I had this. My bad, bro. So, all right.
Oh,
See
you
that?
got the legit one.
Yeah. Hold on. Why isn't
That's
that
awesome.
focusing? Why isn't that focusing? Yeah.
If I had that one, it would still be in the box.
Yeah. See, it has the New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you at that New York Comic Con?
So I was not. I have a friend that works for Marvel
Oh,
and hooked it up.
nice. Very
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah. Yeah, he gifted that one to me. So it's pretty dope. I forgot I had this
Now
though, to be honest with you.
you've been to New York Comic Con lately, right? Did you go
Yeah. I
lately?
was
That's
just
what I
at the
thought.
one. I was just at the one recently.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
thought. Cause you hooked up Tony with that Darth Maul, right?
I did. I
Yeah,
did. Yeah. Yeah, so that was a blast. Have you ever been?
I've not. The biggest con I've been to was this year. I went to MegaCon for the first time.
Dude, I didn't even see you.
I was there Sunday. Were you there Sunday?
Oh, I was not there Sunday.
See, I was on
I
the
went,
back half of the weekend.
got you. I went Friday, Saturday,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then I came home Sunday because I
yeah.
work Monday, so it's kind of hard.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No,
And it's a
for
3 hour
sure.
trip. So, but honestly, dude, Sundays, dude, I love Friday because it's so much, it's just less packed, you know? There's something about Saturday, dude. It was so congested. I was like,
Yep.
this is a lot. And I'm not exactly to a fan.
People
I
person.
couldn't walk. I was just kind of like ducking and dodging, in between the people, and I don't know. It was a lot. You couldn't really enjoy seeing things. So Saturday's a lot. So I'm pretty sure Sunday was probably a lot like Friday, where you can
Right.
actually enjoy the place.
Mm.
The only problem with that is though, all the photo ops and all of that are
Yeah,
mainly on
yeah.
Saturday is the
Yep.
issue. So I'm thinking my strategy going forward is maybe doing the whole weekend, getting like the VIP,
Hmm.
going Thursday, really being able to enjoy it on Thursday because it does like a half day Thursday,
Yeah.
going all day Friday as well. Saturday, just going for like either some signatures or photo ops, and then just maybe hunkering down somewhere and just hanging out with people, not trying to explore. And then
Yeah.
maybe Sunday, do explore again. So I think that's going to be my move
No, for
moving forward.
sure. Like
Yeah.
my wife went too, and so we're not necessarily into the same fandoms. She really likes Harry
Right.
Potter and Doctor Who, and she likes Star Wars too. But that's like I'm not as into the other things. It's a nice balance. So
Right.
she really enjoyed it. Like so, we're already talking about going back for next year, maybe doing more days than we did this year. So for sure, I would like to make a weekend of it next time.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Let's do it. What I want to do is next year, and I talked about this in an episode in the
Mm.
past, where we need to all make like a big, like, I don't know, Instagram or YouTube, whatever it is, group chat, and
Yeah.
then be like, hey, we're all meeting on this day at this time in this location, because we all say, oh yeah, we're gonna meet up this and that, but then we're all moving and we don't even
Yep.
see each other, and it's this whole thing because it's so packed and the place is huge. So that's gonna be my goal. So I think that's what I'll probably start it a couple weeks or a
Yeah.
month or so in advance, and get everybody in one place and like figure it out.
Yo, for sure. Have you seen? Now, this is a random question, but this is like
Yeah.
years ago on Amazon Prime. There was like these dudes who made this almost like a mockumentary, but they were going to Star Wars Celebration. And so
Hmm.
they all stayed together like out in Anaheim. They had their own little house and it was like set up like reality TV. It was super funny, but like if we did a content creator house, just rent like some gigantic house in Orlando and split it like 20 different ways,
Yeah.
there would be quite a bit of video to come out of that. It would be pretty funny.
For sure. Especially we all bring our own equipment. You think,
Yeah.
depending on how many people, there's at least 10 cameras right
Yeah.
off rip. So we got all the
Yep.
angles, microphones, the whole thing. So
Yep.
we'd be
Be
set
funny.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. We'll have to talk offline on
It's
that.
a
More to
thought.
come, people. More to come. Let's check the chat really quick. We got a few people in the chat. Tony, he's gonna go get some tacos. I actually had tacos for lunch today because it's Taco Tuesday.
Go
That's what's up.
Tuesday.
Tony, if you're still in here, what's your favorite taco? Let me know. Kyber Armory, the family, welcome to the chat. I can't wait to see you guys get back into the fold and get things rolling again. Thank you for hopping on. I'm excited to see you guys come back this year and grow. So pumped about that. So, do you still have the air fryer, Will?
Upgraded. Better air
Uh,
fryer.
nice. Nice. What are you rocking with? A Ninja or something?
No, it's the only non-ninja appliance I have. So I've not quite got to that level yet.
Got you. Got you. The only Ninja I have, which is obviously this is a random conversation, is a blender. I have the Ninja
Yeah,
blender.
that's what I've got.
Yep, it's
I'll tell you
great.
something funny. We,
Yeah.
you know, the Thrawn Pop that came out from Target like this
Mm-hmm.
year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't pay shipping for anything. Like I just think that's stupid, you know. So
It's dumb.
Target, you spend a
Yep.
certain amount, you get free shipping. So I bought a Ninja coffee maker to get a Thrawn Pop without paying shipping.
That's
That's
hilarious.
collector math.
Hey, basically, it's free at that point.
It was a free pop.
SPC Unleashed saying,
Austin, what's
whoa.
up?
What's up, brother? Thanks for joining the chat. I appreciate you. Diamond Figs with the super chat. My man. Ridiculous they haven't made a Sly Snoodles pop yet. I'm not sure who that is. Do you know who that is, Will?
I'm out of the loop.
Out of the loop. Sly Snoodles. I'm going to Google it because I don't know who that is.
You may be doing something
Sly.
dangerous. I don't know.
Yeah, I might be getting into the deep dark webs here. Some stars and noodles.
Diamond Figs just wants a Grogu Funko Pop.
Oh, it's the lady from the Jizz band, from the cantina, with the long snout.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't realize that was her name. My bad. That would be an interesting pop because all the pops' faces are like this one shape. So imagine getting that like,
They'd have to turn its head in the box.
yeah, craziness. Let's see here. Real world. Oh, chicken tacos with double stacked shell. Okay. Got some on the way to my table. Hell yeah.
Hungry
dude.
now.
Hell yeah. I like hard shell, but I'm a soft taco kind of guy.
That's where I'm at too.
Yeah, I'm a soft taco, but I'll crush me some hard. I don't discriminate on my tacos, but if I had to choose, I'm going soft shell. But hey, I'll take it any way I can get it. So let's see here. Sam, Absolute Savers. What's up, brother? Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Oh, dude, the fact that you're even in the chat hanging out with us is everything to me. So thank you so much. And I appreciate the love. Appreciate you guys enjoying it. We've been having a great time doing this. Well, I say we, but I've been having a great time. I feel like I talk in like third person, you know? But I've been having a great time doing this show, and it's been a blast. So I'm glad that I took the leap of faith in doing this. Let's see here. We've got, oh, you're feeling those tacos? Yeah, me too. Me too. Rebel Scum in the chat. So, guys, I want to take a quick break to basically shout out one of my sponsors that are always hooking it up with the t-shirts. I currently have the Darth Vader shirt on. Make sure you guys go check out Rebel Scum. Their shirts are dope. They fit really good. You don't have like those big baggy sleeves or anything like that. The materials of the shirt is actually fire. Their prints feel really good. I've been able to wash a few of these shirts and they always come out super mint. So go check them out. They have a subscription service too where you get a shirt every month for I think it's like $20. And I think there's like plus shipping or something like that. I gotta double check that, but Rebel Scum's t-shirts are legit, and they've got a boatload of like custom like designs and stuff. So go check out Rebel Scum. If you need a link or anything like that, you could always go to my Instagram page and you can see me like rocking the shirts in some of the videos and stuff. And they're tagged in those videos. So go check them out. Go check them out. Padawan Chronicles. Welcome to the chat.
Hello, Andrea.
Hello there. Let's see here. Tony. He also supports the Rebel of the Scums. And the shirt is sick. It is. Last month they had a Saj Ventress shirt for the month of February. That shirt was insane. Let's see here. Your Phantom Menace shirt should be here tomorrow. Dude, that graphic is legit. I think I'm going to try to order that really quick so that I have it for May the 4th when I go watch go watch it in theaters. So
that's going to be awesome.
That's going to be so dope. Are you going to go to watch it?
Yeah, it's the only movie I haven't seen in theaters that I've been alive for, so I'm super pumped for that.
Well, this is your chance. This is your
It's my only
chance.
chance.
Yeah, I'm excited. And I heard they're going to do an Acolyte trailer in
Yep.
that. So I wonder if that trailer is going to be different from the trailer we got today.
It's only a month away. Like when it will be a month away from when they do it. So I bet it's a little bit
Hmm.
more of a trailer, maybe a few extra scenes in there.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. And now that we're actually talking about the Acolyte trailer, how did you? So I'll start off. Like my initial reactions, I'm pretty happy with it. I know in conversations with a few other people, they were hoping that it was a little bit more dark and stuff like that, more of like a darker trailer. Personally, I thought it was dope. It's very similar to the trailer that we got from Celebration, but there was a few extra clips that I did see
Yeah.
in it. Now, I wasn't in Celebration, but I've had some friends that were able to show me the trailer.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
you know,
Same here.
so I did see a few extra clips in there, and which made it feel like new and revised. And honestly, personally, I'm happy with it. Seeing the Jedi being able to roam around freely, that was super dope. Seeing like yellow lightsabers and stuff, dude.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I seen one of those. I don't know. And I feel like personally, like the fighting styles felt very almost like samurai like,
Yep.
like crouching tiger type of vibe,
Yeah. Yeah.
where I feel like the Mandalorian gave us like a space western, and this is giving us more like samurai style, like
Yeah. For sure.
just the vibes I got off of the trailer.
Mhm.
So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
No, I echo all of those. So like for the acolyte, it's kind of been, a little bit of a question mark. There's some
Mm-hmm.
things came out maybe like a year or so ago, some rumors, but then there was the trailer at Celebration, and then this. Obviously, it was probably like what 20 more seconds added into it, maybe from what the Celebration one was.
I think so.
I thought it was really good. Like you see the High Republic Jedi, which is awesome because there's so
Mm-hmm.
many High Republic fans out there. I'm terrible at reading. Like I have to audiobook it and I haven't
Same.
done great audiobooking those either. So I'm excited that like that group has like some live action to be excited about, and it'll probably pull some like from my perspective who hasn't been able to get into it. Well, now I can get into it through this as well. So I think it's a win-win. Fighting style was awesome. Very samurai inspired. It appeared. I thought it was dark enough. I mean, the trailer almost tells a story, right? Like
For sure.
it starts off in the Jedi Temple, I think's how it started, and it kind of works its way through, and everything's fine. But then it gets darker as it goes through, and then the
Yeah.
very end, you got that red saber, and it's like, oh, okay, this is going to be dark. So I was very happy with it. I'm pumped up for June.
Yeah, yeah, me too. No, I feel the exact same way. I mean, like in the beginning where you have the younglings,
Yeah,
and I forget the Jedi's name, but the Jedi Master, where the guy
yeah.
from Squid Games, he's
It's
the
like,
actor from Squid Games.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, when the last kid, he's like, "I see fire" or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, she says that. Yeah, and it goes to that forest or whatever.
Yep, I was like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, that's
Hmm.
not good. That's not good." Yeah, so that was dope. And then where they're fighting in like the I don't even know, it's like the pub or
It's
whatever
like a
that
bar.
is,
Yeah,
like a bar, and they force push and she slides
yeah.
back. Dude, that whole scene was sick. That lady, that Jedi, is Trinity from the Matrix.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so she's obviously a lot older now,
Right.
but
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. So it's cool because you see her, and then the other Jedi Master that was with the younglings. He's from Squid Games. So seeing
Okay.
a few of these actors is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Um, so it was cool to see that. I mean, Trinity was a big deal in the Matrix, so to see her in
Yeah.
this universe is pretty cool. It's
And the
pretty cool.
Wookie Jedi.
Oh yeah, what's his name?
I saw the name, but I don't remember it.
Kalanak or Cal?
Yeah.
Oh no, I need to
They
know. I
updated all those characters on StarWars.com. Like it gave all the info on them, but I don't remember what it was.
I have it here. Let me see. It's at least I thought I did.
I know the main girl or the bad girl, her name is like May,
May.
Mae, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's May. I don't know. I thought I had it. But he looks dope. I think he's
Yeah,
going
he
to be the
does.
first Jedi Wookiee we ever seen. I wonder if he's
On screen, he will be.
right. I
Yeah.
wonder if he's going to be in any kind of relationship with Chewie. Like in terms
I,
of like family or anything like that. That'd be cool.
probably not though. Like they
I know.
probably will big world. But I wonder, like, there's a Wookiee in the High Republic in the books, so
Mhm.
it does make you wonder. Like, if I don't think it's the same one, but like if there's any relation there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. When I was at MegaCon, I got to go to the panel. Junis Tsunomoto, I
Yeah.
forget how to say his name, but he's the one who plays this character and
Yeah.
Chewbacca.
Oh, so he's
Um,
this one too.
he's this one as well,
That's cool.
which is dope. He's huge.
Yeah. He's
I don't
like a
know how
seven
tall he
footer,
is.
right?
He's gotta be, but he's tall. He stood up. I was like, dang, dude. Yeah, he's a big old boy. So yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I think he played like professional, like European basketball or something like that.
That's what I
So,
was gonna say. He's probably like a Euroball star.
yeah. Oh, real quick, guys, Rebel Scum just hopped in. He said free shipping for the subscription.
What a
So
deal.
there you go. So if you have the subscription, shipping is included. Is included. So check out Rebel Scum, guys. You won't regret it. So let's jump into some of these questions here really quick. I know, like for me, I like to ask other creators, like, what are kind of like their daily habits? Like, we all have, majority of us are in, we're either in long term relationships or we're married
Yeah.
and we have full time jobs. Some of us have kids or kids on the way,
Yeah.
um, you know, and so we have to tie all of this in and still try to create at the same time. So, what are some of the things that you do that helps you stay consistent being a creator? Because it's not just YouTube, but you also do Instagram as well. So
Yeah.
that's two different platforms. Are you on TikTok and stuff like that
No,
also?
I haven't ever
No.
gotten to TikTok. That would be a lot to juggle.
It's a lot. It's a lot. What I've been doing is like, especially for like the vertical form content, I've been creating one thing off of the platforms and then just
Mm.
posting them
Yep.
to all three because to do individual content for all three platforms would be insane.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
it's tough. Like, so I work full time, and then I also have like a part-time job as well. So
Jeez.
so it's like it's a lot. The second job just a couple of days a week, but there's like some prep
Mm-hmm.
during the week and things like that. So yeah, main thing is like scheduling. So okay, I know this week me and Kevin are doing Force with Friends on whatever day. So like me and Kevin that I have a podcast with, we're texting probably 5 days a week anyway. So we just always kind of schedule around what's best. But
Yeah.
that's a podcast. So editing is kind of minimal, right? Because you're just
Mm-hmm.
talking. You want it to be casual. So we
Right.
film that one of the first few nights a week, schedule it to come out Friday. Pretty simple. I always try to play Knights of the Old Republic on the weekend. So like Saturday, I'll set aside, a half hour to play, post
Yep.
that one on Sunday, and then, try to open a Funko Pop a week or so. Give yourself some content stuff to do. And then
Yeah.
I'm pretty lucky to work from home. So like, on lunch
Nice.
break today, I just took an early lunch, watched the Acolyte trailer, took like what the trailer was 2 minutes, so the reaction maybe was 15 minutes total of like editing everything. So just do
Right.
that on my lunch break, pop it up, like just make it work when you can. And
Yeah.
then I used to really worry about missing a day, but like,
Mm-hmm.
the world keeps spinning. I don't have that many subscribers and it's not life or death. Like, don't take yourself too seriously.
Right. No, for sure. For sure. Yeah, at the end of the day, we do this because we love it, not because
It's
it's like
fun, yeah.
our job, and
Yep.
it's because yeah, it's fun. So maybe one day we'll get lucky and we could just do this
Right.
full time, but we got a while for that, so it's
Not
okay.
today.
Not today.
Not
And
this
I
day.
don't think tomorrow either. So
Not likely. Not
no,
likely.
not likely. So yeah, I mean, one of the things too is what I'll do is I'll basically make a schedule every Sunday and throughout the week, and I'll talk with my wife, and I'm like, hey, okay, I obviously Tuesdays is podcast. Wednesday, maybe I'll record like whatever my review video is,
Mhm.
you know, edit Thursday, Friday, thumbnail, drop on a Saturday. But every day is like spoken for. So there's no
Right.
questions on kind of what's going on. But if I didn't do that, I would never, stay consistent. I also make a list every day of like my non-negotiables of what I have to get done that day. So
Mhm.
craziness,
No, for
craziness.
sure. I probably should start doing that. Like, but I would be afraid I would get so onto a schedule that, like, when I broke it, I would lose my mind because I know I'll break it at some points.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like uptight about that.
No, for sure. No, I get it. I get it. Because then you break your rhythm. It
Yeah,
sucks. Are you watching Bad Batch?
I am. I love it.
Dude, it's good, right?
It's so good.
So it's Bad Batch Eve.
It
I wish they
is.
would just drop Bad Batch at like during the day, like
Yes.
10 p.m. or something. Why
Or
in the
like,
middle of the
yeah, like
night?
they did for Ahsoka.
Correct. Correct. I hope they do what they did with Ahsoka with the Acolyte.
So I think they are. I looked up ahead to see what day of the week June 4th was, and it's a
It's a
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So I'm hoping it's going to be like Tuesday at, what was it, 8 or 9 p.m. when they did it before. So like I'm kind of hoping that's the same story here, but who knows? They may ruin everybody's day. I don't know.
Was it 8 or 9, or was it like 10 for us on this coast and then like 8 for like West
It
Coast or something
it
like
may
that?
have been. I know it was a late night, like trying to. It was still a late night. Like it'd probably be midnight getting in bed after like watching and then reacting and
For
posting. So
sure.
it could have been 10. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't remember either. If you guys know in the chat, let us know if you are on the East Coast when they dropped Ahsoka. Was it at like 10 o'clock, right around there? Because I know on the West Coast, obviously, it was a lot. It was like 3 hours. It's
Yeah,
a 3 hour
they were getting
difference.
off work and going to watch it.
Yeah, exactly. Batmando, welcome to the chat, brother. He says 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Okay. Yeah, I think it was like, yeah, 9
That
or
was too
10.
long ago for me to remember it.
Dude, when did that dry? Has it almost been a year now at this point?
Yeah, it's like last fall, I think, or something like that. Summer maybe.
Yeah. God, time flies. Time flies.
Yep.
Craziness. So, where do you think Bad Batch is going? Because of where it's sitting in this timeline, it's kind of like in this like in between, what, episode 2 and 3
It is like right after 3, however so many years before
this season,
4.
right?
Right, yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, yeah, so it picks up, the story as a whole picks up like immediately following Revenge of the Sith. So, like, season 1
Mm-hmm.
is like that day, they all have to go back to Camino. But
Mm-hmm.
the Bad Batch as a whole, like, I don't think it can end well, right? Like, we don't hear of them anymore, but we have Rex and we have Wolf and Ahsoka, so, or not Ahsoka, but Rebels. So I mean, I'm sure you know how Star Wars is. Even when it's bad, there's always hope. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're gonna be around, but I also don't think they're gonna go out losers, if that makes sense.
Right. 100%. Yeah, I think they're all gonna die, but like die heroically.
Yeah. Like
You
maybe
know.
they take out Tantus or something, and that's what keeps the Emperor from ultimately making good clones or whatever. So you get like corrupted zombie Palpatine in episode 9 because the Bad Batch blew up whatever could have made a good zombie Palpatine. I don't know. Like that's kind of how I'm thinking continuity it might work.
Yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be
I'd be okay with
dope.
that.
I'd be okay with that too. Do you think once Bad Batch ends, there's going to be another animated series to kind of
Yeah.
like, I don't know, kind of continue the story, but like not at the same time?
Well, especially as successful as it's been, I think for sure, like, and Dave is chief content creator or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's his official title. Well, he likes
Yeah.
animated stuff, so I will be interested to see what he explores going forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean animation is his roots cuz even before Star Wars he was making
Yep.
the Avatar with
Yeah, The Last
Nickelodeon and then he
Airbender.
was
Yeah.
yeah, and he was pulled from that. So he's definitely an animation first kind of guy.
Yep.
So I like that. I mean, I'm not a huge personally, and everybody knows that's been hanging out with me for a while. I'm not a huge animation person, but I do like Bad Batch and I do like Tales. Um,
Yeah.
and I know I get crucified all the time for this, but I'm not a big Clone Wars fan.
Okay, so I'm
Oh,
kind of with you on that for most of Clone Wars. There's some good arcs, but like the last
yeah.
season's really good. I have like cliff noted Clone Wars, so I'm not
Mm-hmm.
as into that now. Rebels, love it, so good. Big fan of the Bad Batch. Tales of the Jedi is like the best animated that they've probably done.
Hands
It's so
down.
good.
Hands down. Yeah. Tales is hands down the best animation I've seen. I really enjoy Bad Batch. Um Rebels was hard for me.
It
Rebels was hard
starts
because
rough.
it starts rough. I love the story and the
Mhm.
characters and like all of that. It's literally the animation for Rebels. I'm like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
oh, I was like, it's like pulling teeth for me to try to watch it. So
yeah.
that sucks.
It's
But the
very
story is
Cartoon
awesome.
Network.
It is very Cartoon Network. And what's crazy about that, not crazy, but I was a Nickelodeon kid. So the animation was very different on Nickelodeon than it was on Cartoon Network.
Now, I want to say Rebels is actually like Disney XD, but it's like that very cartoony style. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not like how Clone Wars and Bad Batch are. I don't know what the correct terms for that, but it looks more like a cartoon than the others do.
You're right. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. Yeah, so I don't know. I watched all of Clone Wars because, you have to. I needed the
Yeah.
story, I needed to know what everything was going on, but it's not my thing. I'm a live action guy all the way. All the
I
way.
give the
So,
leg up to that, yeah.
yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So, what's one of the coolest things that has happened to you since like started making like YouTube videos and stuff?
Well, I would say for sure, like meeting all the people that I consider friends now. That's been like the
Mm-hmm.
most awesome one. So I'm in a group chat with a lot of other content creators, and we talk
Oh,
like
nice.
every day. So that's pretty cool.
Really?
Yeah, like there's always something being sent in our group chat, whether it's like, hey, this is on sale, or there's a trailer dropping, something like that. So that's pretty cool, and like you get to make content and kind of grow with each other as well. So that's been
Yeah.
awesome. Kind of selfishly, like having I had like a couple lightsaber people reach out and it's like, hey, you want to review something? And I was like, well, heck yeah, I want to review something. So like actually like getting a few free sabers and getting to make reviews, and like people bought some sabers through those links. So like that's pretty cool when you finally see
Yeah.
a paycheck from it as well.
Yeah.
So selfishly that was pretty awesome as well. But yeah, just the community is so good, and it's like everyone isn't like-minded as far as you can all like different things, but Star
Mm-hmm.
Wars is big. So collecting
Right.
Star Wars is big. So it's cool to see kind of what everybody's thing is.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I mean Star Wars, and I've said this before, guys, but it has so many different avenues of fandom, but it's still under the Star Wars umbrella, right? So
Yep.
whether you're a collector, whether you're into the actual films and like the filming part of it, like the practical aspect of when they're doing, the explosions and the ships flying and all of those things, that's its own set of fandom. Like the
Yep.
puppetry, it's its own thing. The music scores. I
Music,
mean,
yeah.
there's so many different things that encompass Star Wars in terms of the fandom, right? Like people like us, or where we collect things, props, pops, helmets, sabers, you name it. It's its own thing. So we all love Star Wars, and it's all different aspects of it, but it's the same thing. It's kind of the same thing with the movies too, right? Like
Yeah.
we have huge prequel fans, we have huge OT fans, huge sequel fans, all the things. And we all still love Star Wars, even though we love
Yep.
like different aspects of it. So Yeah, speaking
Even
of
though we
that,
don't
like
like each other, we love Star Wars.
right, even though it's an all-out war between the three different segments of Star Wars, we still love Star Wars. We just hate each other, you know? It's not,
And the animated people get fired up too. You got to watch out.
dude, that's a whole thing too. The animated people typically love the animation more than they love the
Yep.
movies, which
Yep.
is blows my mind. But hey, it's still
There's a
Star
lot of
Wars.
lore there. Yeah, there's something for everybody.
Honestly, I give it to the animation people. There's more like they're able to dive deeper into the
Mm-hmm.
story and the
Yeah,
characters
yeah.
and really flesh those stories out a lot more in animation than they are in live action. So
Mm-hmm.
I understand why people fall in love with the animation, because they get deeper and closer to those characters where we
For
can't really
sure.
do that as much in live action just because one, time constraint, two, it's like more expensive. It's just
Budget. Yep.
budget to do it live action. But I don't know. I'm just such a live action person, especially because Star Wars was live action when it started. That's its
Mm-hmm.
roots. And like my thing too is like when that movie came out in '77, it was beyond its time in terms of like the effects and all of that.
Yep.
It was insane. And so I don't know, something about making something out of nothing just speaks to my soul. And that is at the root of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
So it changed recently.
Ooh, what was
So
it
I was,
before?
yeah. So like I was your typical Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars movie,
Great
and
movie.
it's probably still like the most iconic, right? Like you could probably go anywhere in the world and they would know like the Luke, no, I'm your father scene, right? They would know
For
that.
sure.
Spoiler alert, but I would say so on our podcast we rewatched all of them like trying to piece it together 1 through 9 and one big cohesive story, and so
Hmm.
watching it that way I think like Return of the Jedi kind of turns into that backbone, and it is my favorite now. So it puts a bow on that story so well. It's got all the action, it's got the humor that you want. It ties up most loose ends, and just such a good character arc wrapping up 1 through 6 for Anakin. So I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, yeah. So I love Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I absolutely love it. So for me, in terms of like the George Lucas movies, it's
right.
Return of the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
In terms of like Disney era, I love Rogue One.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah, I would. Here's the thing on the Disney era.
hmm.
Um, there's really good parts of everything that Disney's done, right? And there's like
Hmm.
some bad parts as well. Rogue One's probably the most well done movie, but just
Absolutely.
the magic around the Force Awakens, like when you went to theaters and watched it, first Star
Hmm.
Wars in theaters in 10 years, and there was so much mystery, right? Like who is Rey? All of this stuff, like oh, what's Luke gonna do when he gets his saber? There was
Right.
nothing better than that 2 years between The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I mean, nothing can beat those 2 or 3 years, whatever it was, of speculation.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, it went a different direction, right? Like it
Right.
didn't
Right.
necessarily deliver on the theories and the trailers and whatever. But that was a good time to be a Star Wars fan. And so I'll always kind of fondly think of The Force Awakens that way too.
Hmm. Yeah. There's so much mystery when in that time and that those 2 hours. I mean, everybody was like, "Oh, if they're gonna go this way, it's gonna do that way. How's Luke gonna be?" And that whole thing. We didn't
Yeah.
know. Unfortunately, the middle movie was like, "Mer, mer, mer."
It
But
threw a wrench in things.
it did. So I don't know. I'm not a sequel hater. I will watch them happily because also too for me with the sequels is like okay, the story, uh, but the visual aspects of it is
Yes.
dope. It's
And the
very
acting.
cinematic, and the acting was good too.
Yeah.
So it was really the people who wrote it that was the issue. But other than that, like the visual aspect of the sequels was beautiful. I thought it was dope. I personally,
S-
you know,
Star Wars is kind of like you can have good visuals, good acting, and good story. You can pick two of the three, right? But you can't
yeah,
have all three. And so if you look at each prequel, they all have to have one of those, or each trilogy, they all have to have one missing, right? So,
for sure.
um, but yeah, the sequels. Nine is my least favorite Star Wars movie, like hands down. I think it's just so rushed and makes no sense, and it's just not a good movie. So that's like my big issue with the sequels is nine, actually.
Okay, so that's the very last one.
Yeah, not a fan at
Yeah,
all.
I like the first one.
Mhm.
So 7. I
Yeah,
don't like 8 at all. I'm like 8. I'm like, what are we even doing here? This
it's
is.
a good movie, but it's not a good Star Wars movie.
I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah,
And I don't mind 9 either. I mean, the first one is my favorite if we had to
yeah,
pick one out of the 3.
same
So
here.
I would, but the middle one for me is just ugh,
It's the one
rough
that messed everything up. Like it started the got the ball rolling, right? Like
for
just it
sure.
doesn't play off the one before.
Yeah, yeah. How do
But
you
if you
feel
love the
about?
sequels, good for you. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, like I don't hate them. It's
Right.
still Star Wars, and it's the fandom that I love the most. So I could never like hate something. It's just not my favorite.
Yep.
That's how
Agree.
I feel. But that's okay. Like I don't expect myself to love everything from everything that Star Wars is gonna make. I can't expect myself to love every single thing. It's not possible. You know, doesn't mean I don't still love Star Wars. So
Yeah.
it's kind of how I feel about that.
And
So
how weird would it be if everybody liked all the same things, right? Like that would not be a world that anyone wants to live in. So
correct. Correct, Now the one thing though that does grind my gears is when like let's say with the Acolyte, people watch the trailer and they're already like, it's gonna be trash. That pisses me off.
it
I'm like,
that
dude,
frustrates
give it a
me too.
chance. Give it a chance. Please, for the love of everything. Like, it's just a trailer. You have no idea where we have nobody knows where this is gonna go, how is this gonna play out. Like, give it a chance. If you don't like it after the season's over,
Good.
then fine. But even still, don't just like go online and just totally like crush something
Yep.
because you didn't like it. Just there's probably thousands of other people that think it's like the greatest thing since freaking sliced cheese. You know,
For
like
sure. No, I saw a
so.
comment today. It was like it just looks too Disney to me. So what does that even mean? Like too Disney, like Rogue One too Disney, or like Mandalorian? Are you saying like you don't
Right.
like it because you're afraid it's going to be like the sequels? Like just say it if that's what you mean. Don't say something so vague like oh it's got a lot of Disney in it. Like give me a break.
Yeah. Well, newsflash: Disney owns Star Wars. So this is where we're at now.
Disney owns everything.
Yeah, ESPN. Was it Fox? Do they own Fox? Is it
ABC, yeah,
Fox? ABC.
yep,
I mean, forget it. They're a monopoly.
they're
Okay,
everything.
you know. So my thing too with that is like, okay, the George Lucas Star Wars that we all fell in love with is still there,
Yep.
and unfortunately, he no longer owns it. So Disney owns it now. So either adjust and adapt because this is the situation now, or don't and find another IP.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't
it's
make
not
everybody
going to
else
be
miserable.
correct. If you don't like it, that's okay. There's other fandoms that you can be a part of. Like, don't bash something. Like, my wife always says this, and I actually started stealing it. Don't yuck somebody else's yum.
That's so
Right?
good.
It's so good. So, dude, if I love it, I love it. And if you don't love it, that's okay. You don't have to. Not everybody's going to love it. And so, I don't know. People really just like lately have been kind of like grinding my gears. So, I'm on this whole like positivity for Star Wars movement now. You know what I mean? Like, that's where we're at. Like, I don't know. What did Tony say
I'm
here?
in.
Yuck if you buck, nuck if you buck, or I cry mob. That was the jam back in the day. Yeah, so I'm all for positivity for Star Wars
Let's
movement
do it.
because man, there's already so much hate in this world. Like in Star Wars is excuse me, Disney is actually giving us Star Wars content.
All
There's
the
been so
time.
many all the time. There's been so
Mhm.
many times where there was these lulls of years and years where we weren't getting Star Wars. And now we're in a place that we're actually getting it. And all these people, they just want to complain. Now I get it. I get it. I want really well written Star Wars. I do. Um, but at the same time, like I understand that not everything is going to be made for Gianni, and I'm not,
Yep.
and but like I might not love the Acolyte. I might not. I don't know. As of right now, to me, it looks dope.
Could
But
happen.
it could happen. I don't know. But you might watch it and you might absolutely love it, and that's awesome. And we should celebrate that. I don't know. That's just
I'm with
kind
you.
of. I'll get off my soapbox. John,
That's
thanks for
funny.
coming on, bro. He says I hate Star Wars. No, you
Yeah, me
don't.
too.
My gosh, guys, if you're watching the show, check out the Collector's Outpost. His videos are absolutely cinematic, and he keeps pushing me to be better because I watch his videos. So
His stuff's
his
so good. He did
so
spell Star
good.
Trek wrong though on that comment.
He did spell Star Trek wrong. I do hate Star Trek too.
I don't
So
know anything about it to hate it, but that's
yeah,
uh,
there's a scene in Star Trek which I've never seen, like, where there's an explosion and you see an R2D2 flying in
oh, like an
like
Easter egg. That's cool.
yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. I don't know where that is. I just saw like the clip on a YouTube thing. I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
fire.
had to look that up.
Yeah, check that out. It's pretty dope. Um, anywho, question. So, who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Oh, that's an easy one. Anakin
Hit me.
Skywalker all the way. So
Which Anakin? Like, cool, in love with Padme Anakin, or Anakin? I'm about to slay all this children, Anakin.
can there be like a medium?
Nah, it's very black and white.
It's one or the other. No, I just think like story as a whole. So like you can go, this kid with all this hope, right? Like that he's gonna be something great. And then you
Yeah.
kind of see things go wrong. Life happens and
Mm-hmm.
he makes some bad choices for some good reasons, but bad choices, right? And
Right.
so then you see like the effects of those bad choices, but then you see his family kind of bring him along, culminating in Return of the Jedi, and you get to see him come full circle back to
Yeah.
that good Anakin again. And then like in Ahsoka, you get even more of it, right? Like he gets to tie up those loose ends with Ahsoka that we don't get. So I mean, just it's his story. Star Wars is Anakin's story. George Lucas has said that. So it's hard not to like the main character of the story.
Oh, for sure. For sure. My question, I'm glad you actually brought this up. Well, you didn't bring it up, but it like jogged my memory. So when you see Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka because Luke is training Grogu,
Yep.
I want to see how Ahsoka meets Luke.
Oh yeah.
Like
It's got to happen.
where, how, what happened? Like I need to see that conversation. I need to see that whole situation. Like what happened? Like Star Wars. I need that. I
It's
need
got to
that.
happen on screen at some point, and I think, and there's been a lot of people that know a lot more Star Wars than me have said, like it's got to be like a Anakin's Force Ghost kind of explaining everything to both of them, like, hey,
Right.
this is kind of what's going on here, but in a thing where like it's canon for these Force users to be able to sense each other, right?
Yeah.
How strange is it that just for large periods of time they don't? So I don't know. We got to figure that out somehow.
Dude, I know. And I would be okay if it was fleshed out in animation.
Yep,
I just need to
it's
know.
likely to happen.
Yeah, I just need to know. Like, oh, I mean, I would love it in live action.
Yeah, that had to be a
Ah,
flashback at this point, right? Because they're kind of like
well,
pigeonholing the story,
yeah. I mean, if you even look, I mean, look at the Acolyte. That's 100 years
That streak could go way
before the
back, so they could, yeah,
prequel. So like, it can just be a story that's just
they
kind
could
of
have another story.
timelined.
Yeah,
Just because if you look at Star Wars, dude, that thing is just like
it's everywhere.
it's everywhere.
It's a
Like,
lot of
we're doing
places.
this timeline now. Oh, hold on,
Oh,
camera.
it's dark.
It is dark in here. Oh, let me go fix my camera real quick.
But I do like the idea, like you said, of having them figure it out, who each other are on screen. I think that would be super cool in live action.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know you're not here. I'm just trying to keep this ball rolling. So
No, I can hear you though. There we go. I don't know what happened, but I
you're
think we're
back.
rock. I am back. We were rocking and rolling. I don't know what happened there. Let me make sure we're checking here. But yeah, that would be dope.
Who's your favorite character?
My favorite character is Obi-Wan.
Okay.
Um, Obi-Wan because he is, I don't know, he's kind of very like black and white, and
Right.
he believes what he believes, and there is nothing that's gonna like change that for him. And I kind of emulate that a lot in my own life. I'm just kind of like, yeah, like this is what I believe, this is how I feel, and like
Hmm.
these are the facts, and we're just gonna kind of keep pushing forward. Now, luckily, my wife has softened me up over the years and has allowed me to see a little bit more of a wider view.
Yeah,
And I appreciate that because it's definitely made me a better person.
for
Um,
sure.
but we be watching Star Wars and stuff, and I'm like, that's exactly how I would have felt in that situation. And my wife's like, yeah, because you guys see the world the same.
He's such though, like I mean, talk about a guy that's just lost everything, right? Just keeps moving forward. I mean, such a good character.
Dude, lost everything, and he just keeps pushing. He just doesn't stop. And like, that is so admirable,
Yep.
Like, oh man. Man, I hope we get a season 2 of Kenobi
Hmm.
and they flesh out the whole thing with Qui-Gon Jinn's Force Ghost and all that at the
Yeah, that
end.
would be a cool thing, like just kind of a season of him training and figuring out, where
Yeah.
he's going from here. That would be good stuff. I don't want him like exploring more of the galaxy or anything. I kind of want him to hunker down, but
Mm-hmm.
that would be so awesome for Qui-Gon to finish his training.
Dude, be so dope. I wonder. Yeah, I mean, he can't see Luke because Luke doesn't even know, kind of, because Luke doesn't
Yeah.
meet Ben Kenobi until he's like older, and you could tell there's obviously no like communication between them really in between the two
Yeah.
times. So he would just have to kind of do his own storyline, his own story arc.
Yeah. Kind
I'm
of
here
watching
for it
over him
though.
from afar, just kind of seeing
Yeah,
him here and there. Yeah, that'd be cool.
that'd be cool. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Um, if you could pitch a new Star Wars character, what would it be?
Oh, a new character.
Yeah.
Um, oh. So does this new character have to be disjointed from like the stories we've set up, or can it kind of be within all of it?
Whatever you want.
Okay. I would like to go so far ahead from episode 9. I mean, jump in like way in the future
Okay.
and seeing a force user that's like how, as fans we would talk about Revan and all those, that's like so far
Mm-hmm.
back. I would
Yeah.
like to get to a point to where they're talking about the Skywalkers thousands of years back and just kind of see where the galaxy is completely separated from that story and it just being kind of history at that point.
Damn.
Be kind of
That
cool.
would be dope. Now I'm for it. I'm for it because I mean, if you think too, in the Acolyte, it is before the Skywalkers.
Way before, like 100. Is it 100 years, right,
It's
or something
100
like that?
years before the Phantom Menace, and I would say what
Right.
Anakin
So it's
is.
91 years before, or so Anakin's that far, essentially away. Yeah,
Yeah, so it was about 90 something, 90 years, depending, because he's like
yeah,
10 years old in the Phantom Menace, right, or something like that,
yeah. 9 or 10. So yeah,
something
that would
like
be
that.
cool. Now, if you jumped 1,000 years ahead from nine, you could technically have like Grogu kind of be in this Yoda figure too, like kind of connecting all of it if you wanted it to be, because Yoda species live like 1,000 years.
Right, but I mean, he's in the Mandalorian, so he wouldn't make it because he's already 50
So
in the
yeah, it's true.
Mandalorian.
He's only got like 850 more.
But I mean, they could just do like 400 or 500 years. Like, I mean, that's a long time,
Yeah, for
and he'd
sure.
still be kicking. I
Yep.
want to see Grogu like do something. Like, I want to see him talk. My thing though with that is like, how are they gonna? Because we're all used to like, when it comes up and he's talking, it says
Cute
like
Grogu.
coo, like he's
Yeah.
cooing and stuff like that. What is it? What is he gonna sound like? And if they screw that up,
Yeah.
that's gonna be weird.
Yeah, like I don't know how they'll handle that because he's like the money maker right now, right? Like cute
I
Grogu is
know.
very good for Disney. And
Yeah.
I don't know that Yoda is very good for Disney as far as money goes, right? Like just another character. So makes you wonder how they would handle that.
Yeah. I mean, they've got Yogu and like the young Grogu in the Young Jedi Adventures, which is pretty
Or
cool.
yeah, yeah, Yoda's in that, and then he'll have to be in the Acolyte as well.
You think he does? I mean,
It
he's
would be
definitely
weird.
alive, but
Well, yeah, because I mean, you're going like 100 years back. He's still like going to be in a high spot with the Jedi Order. So I think it'd be strange if he wasn't. I
yeah,
don't think he'll be like prominent in it or anything,
that's what I was
but
going to ask.
probably be in it for a minute or something.
Yeah. No, I think that'd be dope if they can have some characters kind of pop up
Yeah.
into the show, not be prominent characters so that we don't have any kind of expectations or anything like that. But just maybe use those characters to help guide the story in certain directions, but still have like your main characters of these people who we don't know.
Did you see
Um,
young Plo Koon in the trailer?
Bottom right corner.
Yep.
Is that actually him though?
Everyone wants it to be. I
I
mean,
know.
I don't know canon how old the guy is, but maybe so.
I don't know. I know. I think he died when he dies. He's like, I think I looked it up. He's like 380 years old or something like that.
So that may not work out, with age wise, because that thing's a kid in the acolyte, I believe, right? Like in
Well,
that
you can't see. You just see the back of their head.
back of his head. Yeah. So
So
be cool.
yeah, I mean, if it's 100 years, he's like 200 something. Yeah, who knows? I don't know. Or
I
maybe
don't
it's
know how
not
they
Plo
age.
Koon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could be a
or
different
it's
one.
not Plo Koon, but maybe the same species.
Species, right? Yeah.
You know, that'd be dope. One thing I did notice, I saw somewhere is that so in the Phantom Menace, I believe it is, Kiadi Mundi says, oh, we haven't seen Sith
Yeah.
in a millennia or whatever.
Yeah. thousand
So,
years or something like that.
yep. So how does that work out with this show? Unless everybody that sees a Sith dies?
Dies. That's so Kevin and I were texting about this today.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, they almost all have to die, right? And he kind of brought up, well, it looks like they're all going to this remote place.
Mm-hmm.
So almost if it's, like the predator or something, like everybody's out in the woods and gets got. And so will be
Yeah.
interesting to see how they do that. But at the same time, like, well, if they get killed by a lightsaber, somebody's got to come and look for them. So then maybe there's a cover up. Maybe one of the good guys isn't good after all. And so Will be interesting to
Oof.
see where they go with this.
Oh, my hair's just stood up.
A little bit of cover up.
That'd be insane. Well, you think about like Dooku, you
Yeah,
know, he played both sides of the fence
the whole time.
the whole time. I wonder how. Well, he's a human, so I think he's human.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, so he's not alive
No, no,
at
no.
this
He's
point.
like he would be like Sifo Dyas age or something like that. So like a little bit older
Mm-hmm.
than Qui-Gon, wouldn't be around yet.
Yeah, wouldn't be around yet, but it could be that same
That
situation.
that type of situation will be interesting to see for sure.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for it.
me too. I'm pumped. June couldn't come soon enough.
Right.
Oh man, June couldn't come soon enough. But all right, so let's check the chat really quick before
Yeah.
we close it out. Looks like we're pretty caught up. We're pretty caught up. All right, cool. So tell everybody who is not following you currently kind of what you have going on, and what they can look forward to in the future, and then where they can find you and connect with you.
Yeah, of course. So you can find me on Instagram. It's Padawan_Pops. Instagram's going to have a lot of my collectible stuff, probably more so than YouTube will. And
Mm,
I'll also post like clips and things like that on there. But YouTube's going to have my podcast, Force with Friends, that I do each week. It's going to have some unboxings, some toy hunts. You're going to get news on all like the latest Star Wars reactions, things like that. It's kind of my Star Wars hub. So you can find me there on Padawan Pops as well. And I
nice.
appreciate the subscription or the follow.
Absolutely, absolutely. And guys, you can always I don't know what that was, but you can find me anywhere at I am Gianni V across all platforms. Please make sure you guys smash that like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you not already. We appreciate you. Stay tuned because next week we have another guest coming on at 8 p.m. on Tuesday. So make sure you guys don't miss it. May the force be with you.